Alright, hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I will be showing you how to make a simple puzzle game. Basically, how puzzle game works is this. I'll be showing you how to do that. So building a puzzle game 101. So let's see, where's my pen? Here's my pen, right? So what I have here, like on your screen, you can see it. I have a 3 by 3 square and then 1 right there. So what this is, the blue stripe each slot is basically the image, right? So usually let's assume that the game is it's a image based puzzle game, right? Imagine like jigsaw, if you know about it, jigsaw puzzle. It works similarly. It works similar how the game will be. So we have 3 by 3. Basically this would be like an image, so probably something like that or some kind. Let's remove that. So we call that, well, I mean, you can call it anything you want, but I call that a photo segment. So so what this does is that we will talk about it actually. And then here is a an empty slot. So what you can do in the game, you can push this to the left, and so it will be on that slot, and then this will become empty. Oh, this will become empty instead. So you can shuffle around basically. So the idea behind the puzzle game is that each slot has its own index or the idea. I don't know, you can pick whatever you want, but we can use a simple number like let's do that. That would be 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3 to 9. Depends on how many segments you have, right? If you want like more complex puzzle game, you can have 10,000 or something like that. You just do a bit of math, right? So right now we have a simple one, so we have 1, 2 to 9. So each slot like that, I would call it a sign slot. Basically the image or the photo, the segment is on top of that slot. So and then to win the game, right, the puzzle game, what it means to win it, to solve the puzzle, simple. So basically for each, if you think about it, programming, for each segments, so for each of those or each of that, it should be in the correct index, correct position ID. So like right now, if you can see, this is in the correct position ID. So here, let's take a look here. Let's take a look down here. So ideally we start off with 0 to 9, right? 0 would be the value, but that's not in. Anyway, I'll talk about it later. But 1 to 9, right? So that would be the image, right? A smiley face right there. And then when the game started, it should be shuffled around. And so what happened here is basically the image is randomly shuffled. And if you want to solve it, you can push this guy back here, and then you keep turning around, right? Keep shuffling around until you get to this, right? So that would be when you win the game or solve the puzzle. So usually how this works is when you have a game, when your game started, you want to generate a puzzle, right? So or no, I mean, yeah, you generate a puzzle. So if it's an image based, so jigsaw puzzle, basically you have like a full image, right? And then you have to programmatically slice each image into like a square or whatever you want, and then assign the number to that. So like if you look at the example here, the smiley face, right, that is one image, and then we select each, right, sections. You can see that vertically and horizontally, and then we get that square, and each square would be the photo segment. And then what happened is you have to assign the correct position. So starting from the top, So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So before we do anything to the image, we have to set the slot to the right one. So that would be the starting position, right? And then once you randomize it, you have to set the current slot, right? Differentiate between the current and the correct slot. So this correct slot, so for example, like this mouse, smiley mouse, the correct slot, let me write down, would be at 8, right? So here is 8, that is 8. So what happened here is the correct slot will keep the reference, or the one that the correct one. So it should keep track of what it is, right? So it's 8. That should be the slot that is actually the right one, basically. And then the current, so the current can be changed anytime. You know, right now the current is 9, right? Since here is 9, right? If you look at the number, that's a 9 and 9, so that's a 9. And then, you know, to win the game, we have to check each one. Obviously, this one is not correct just because the current and the correct slot is not the same, right? We have to check every photo segment that the current slot is the same with the current with the correct slot. If one of them is wrong, that means it's not that means you haven't solved the puzzle yet. So I guess that would be the idea of it. It's not complicated, but you know, once you just try to work around it, you will get a bit of understanding. Yeah, it's simple. You can scale it to whatever you want, right? Like I said, you know, 1 to 9. Let's say you want to 1 to 32 or more, whatever. It's better to have like a square. So what? Yeah, 3 2 is 9, and 4 2 is 16, right? 5 2 is 25, right? And then 6 2 is 36, 7 2 is 49, 8 2 is 81, 9 2 is what? 9 no, 8 2 is 64. But yeah, you get the idea. You can scale it up and down, but what we have to what we have to watch out is the index 0, right? That index is the only index that doesn't have to check for its well, even you can check it, it's gonna be 0, so that's gonna be wrong. No, on the starting none of the for the starting point or the correct position would be 0, just because we don't put it there. You can swipe it to the left, and it would be the current the current slot would be 0, but the you know, the correct slot is not gonna be 0, right? It will never get to 0, basically. So, but yeah, I mean, with that, it's very simple. You can do anything you want, basically. That's the idea. It's simple, fast. So if you're looking for like a small project you want to work on, I guess this would be one of those. You know, make some virtual puzzle game. You know, if you use that, if you implement the whole game, right? If you know a bit of like networking, TCP and UDP, right? You can have like a, you know, like a local event thing in your local community, and you know, let them like see who solve the puzzle faster. So you have one, especially now you have COVID-19. You have one, you know, some friends kind of compete with you guys, and then one, you know, the mod or the host, I guess, can come up with one image, and it will be either easier or hard image. So, but I mean, yeah, basically you can do anything with you if you have the the knowledge and the budget to do it. But the idea is very simple. It's a simple game, fun to play. I play a lot of Jigsaw back in the days, and yeah, think that's about it. I will leave it as that. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something new about this, and I'll see you around in the next video. Bye.